Now, you know why I decided to run for president? The reason is because I do know how to fix the country, and I don't view this as anything other than selecting the best person who knows how to bring us together, solve problems, has the experience to get the job done, to get America lifted again, okay? I went to Washington following my mother's advice. I'd been in the legislature before that at the age of 26, and how did I get elected? I didn't have anybody for me. We just got an army of people who, and many women who left their kitchens to go out and go door to door and to put yard signs up for me all the way back when, you know, things were different. Now you call homes and everybody's out working, but at that time, early days, it was an army of the women that really helped me to get elected to the state senate, and I went into that job, and I didn't take any orders from anybody there. In fact, Republicans tried to raise taxes, and I wrote my first budget, and that was very interesting.
First off, I want to say your comment earlier about the women came out of the kitchen to support you. I'll come to support you, but I won't be coming out of the kitchen.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Sir, as governor, you supported defunding the Planned Parenthood legislation. As a future nurse, I recognize that primary care and prevention is the most cost-effective health care for our nation, but that we are also facing an STD epidemic. Planned Parenthood's largest percentages of services are towards STD treatment and prevention. Could you please tell me the economic and public health benefit of defunding this legislation that has treated over 4 million people seeking STD services just this past year?
Yeah, let me, look. I think, unfortunately, for however those who support it feel, I think it's discredited itself. But I want to make one thing clear to you. Are you kidding me? We have robust women's health funding in Ohio. And then I read something about the issue of infantile death, okay? And I got my people in a room and I said, okay, folks, we see that we have a problem here in our state. You know, infant mortality is too darn high. What are we doing? Well, something's coming in the budget. I said, I don't care about the budget. The budget means nothing. I want a plan tomorrow morning on how we're going to deal with this. And you know what we've done? We have created all the hot spots around Ohio where we know that there is a problem with infant mortality. And one of the biggest areas is the minority communities. And we are going to crack that as well. But we have seen a significant improvement in the issue of infant mortality because we consider it to be critical. We consider women's health to be critical. But you don't have to be captive of delivering it through an organization that, frankly, has largely discredited itself, okay? And that's my feeling now. Not only the issue of infant mortality, but also, you know, the issue of early childhood, the issue of daycare. You know, the fact is that the issues that women face today have to be elevated, and they have to be addressed. Women have to be in a position of being able to have flexibility in the workforce so they can gain the experience and have the wages that men have. I mean, I've got two 16-year-old daughters and a wife. And so, look, this is one issue we're going to have to disagree upon, but I will tell you this, as president, we will robustly fund women's health in America, and we will give the states the flexibility to deliver it however they think they should, but we will not walk away from it. And I want you to know that, okay? Thank you. I met a guy many years ago who said, John, at some point we will be the constantly connected consumer. And think about this. My mother told me about 40 years ago, she said, Johnny, you better have to look good when you make a phone call because when you talk to people on the phone, they're going to see you. I was like, come on, Mom. When I was in Florida 10 or 11 years, my kids were 10 or 11, and they said, Daddy, what is that box over there? I'm like, what box? I said, oh, yeah, that's where Superman used to change his clothes. And we used to actually make phone calls by putting coins in the box. They're like, no way, no way. Transportation. You know, now you can get a ride from Central Park to the foot of Manhattan at $5. They're now writing about flying cars. Since I saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I always believed in flying cars, okay? What's the point? The point is everything is changing except for government. You know why? Because we got all these insiders that tell you, no, you cannot do it. That doesn't work. Don't you understand, Congressman? Don't you understand, Senator? That doesn't work. Get back into your box over there. We have to Uberize the United States government and the government at every level. We need to Uberize it. Now, let me finish by telling you this. I want to ship welfare, education, infrastructure, job training, all those programs to the states. I want the states to be empowered. Now, why do I believe that? Because I think you need to break these things down into smaller laboratories. Now, here's the challenge, though. When it comes down to the states, what are you going to do? You know, you want to fix education? The problem with education right now, fundamentally, is not the federal government. The problem with education right now, the boards of education. I mean, we're not training people for the jobs of today and the jobs of tomorrow. We have an inflexible education system that was created, how long, Tom? 150 years ago? Why don't we start getting people excited about learning? Why don't we let them get out into the workplace and understand why reading, writing, arithmetic, and computing really matters? Why don't we say that we got to get the vocational education down at a lower level? But that's up to you. What are you waiting on me for? And I'm going to tell you here, we're at a great school. These great schools have got to get their costs under control, because if they are not under control in the future, people aren't going to go here. But that's up to you. So, let me just finish by saying I think we have an election coming up here soon. It's about a week from today or the week from tomorrow. If you don't like me, don't tell anybody, okay? But if you do, I want to take this all the way across the country and all the way into the White House. And in the first 100 days, not only will we get the taxes and the regulations and the budget in the right place and fix the border and save Social Security and visit people around the world to let them know that America's back, but I'm also going to collect the phone numbers of the mothers and fathers who have kids in Congress, and I'm going to call Mom on her birthday, and she's going to call her kid who's in Congress and say, don't you mess with the President of the United States. I like him. And then after 100 days, I'm going to give you a report on where we are. And if we aren't where we want to go, I don't know how long it takes to walk from here to Washington, but we will walk. And I will walk with you, because we will make this country even better than it's ever been. And with the vision and the hope, with you and all of us up here fixing this, and you driving the reform and the spirit in the community, we will make the 21st century the best century that America has ever been for our children and grandchildren. Thank you all very much.